I would want to see, okay, people going to argue, well, it technically happened in No Way Home. Okay. No, it didn't, because we did not get Daredevil. We got Matt Murdock. So I want to see a Spider-Man Daredevil crossover.
Can I get a hell yes for this? I'm all for this, but go ahead. Share your
You're not getting a hell yes. You know what you're getting? You're getting a fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. What do you got? This would be great. I have some stuff to say too, but you go first.
This would be because if you read in the comics, Spider-Man and Daredevil were buddies.
Oh yeah, they're best.
Listen, even though I was excited to see Charlie Cox, and I said this after No Way Home, I'm like thinking this was just a cheap fan service. We're not going to see Spider-Man and Daredevil together. Just going to be Matt Murdock, see Daredevil crossover. Well, it technically was not a crossover.
Right.
But I would want to see them fighting together. And it would be so cool because you know what? I can see this happening sooner rather than later. Because they confirmed. What was that? What was that, JT?
Tell me how and tell me why. That's all.
Tell me why this could happen sooner than later.
Yes.
Because after his appearance in No Way Home, they announced that Charlie Cox's Daredevil was now part of the MCU. So we could be seeing eventually just a solo MCU Daredevil movie, or we can be seeing a Spider-Man Daredevil crossover. I am super excited for if this were to happen. I would love to see them working together. I think this would be absolutely great. But you know what? Which of the three Spider-Men would you want to see crossover with Daredevil? Peter Parker? No. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland?
Oh, wow. That's a really tough choice. I mean, I plug for the two videos I did on our YouTube channel called My Thoughts on The Amazing Spider-Man 3 happening and My Thoughts on Spider-Man 4 happening. Honestly, in a dream world situation, I would love to see Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man pop up personally, but that's me. Toby, I just think he's just too old at this point. Unfortunately, yes, they put him in No Way Home and it worked out perfectly, but I think that it was a bit too much because he is getting older and he's like 48. I forget, but I would love. I think personally, I would guilty pleasure choice. Dream choice would be Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, but I
could see that because the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies and the and Daredevil are kind of sort of the same tone.
Right.
So I can see that happening. I would like Tom Holland. I would want to see happening because they have established that Charlie Cox's Daredevil does exist in Tom Holland's world. Excuse me.
Right.
Excuse me. That they established that it works in Tom Collins' world. And in Tom Holland's world, it does establish that.
Yeah.
But you can see these two, because Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is darker, while Holland's Spider-Man is a little more lighter. So you could see like Tom Holland's Spider-Man and Charlie Cox's Daredevil, sort of their personalities colliding.
Yeah, I could see that.
Which would make for a better movie once you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely say, but in reality, I hate to be the negative Nancy of YouTube here, but I don't think we're going to see Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire back as Spider-Man. Unfortunately, I mean, the fans would love it, but I don't think they're going to.
Now, ever
Honestly,
since No Way Home, they're now like, ooh, ooh, yes, yes. Okay, let's make Spider-Man 4. Let's make Amazing Spider-Man 3.
I know I'm all for them as a fan, but will I think they do it?
But
There's
you got to
a
be
very
realistic. Like
slim
you
chance,
said,
in my belief, that there's a slim chance. I mean,
Tobey Maguire is like nearly 50.
yeah, he's super like he's old. You know, it was great seeing him come back.
Now, listen, overall, if we have any 50-year-old viewers, we don't think 50's old, but we think it's old to play Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty old Peter Parker. Let's be real, guys. You know, but, I
Well,
mean, that's just me.
no, Andrew Garfield's getting up there in age too. I think he's a couple years away from 40.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, he's like his late 30s. Is that right?
You know, like mid to late 30s. So if they were to bring him back, they could. He's got a couple years left in him.
Yeah, they could. I mean, anything is possible at this point. We just saw Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland Spider-Man together. Anything is possible, but who knows? We'll see.
Like, but you know what? It's like, and you know, as we saw from the Hawkeye series, Kingpin is now in the Wilson Fisk is now in the MCU. So maybe Spider-Man and Daredevil team up to fight Kingpin.
That would be awesome. I mean, seeing D'Onofrio in like a movie version of Kingpin, dude.
Yeah, but it would also be a lot of the Peter. You don't know what you're getting yourself into here. This is a dangerous man. And then he'd be like, Murdoch, have you seen the things I fought?
Yeah, right. I think personally, I'm all for this because Daredevil is my favorite Marvel character. I mean, he's flat out my favorite. I love him. But I think that honestly, I really think that when they do a Daredevil movie at some point with Charlie Cox, because he reads petition, he's like, I want to do this. Let's make it happen. Blah, blah, blah. I think Tom Holland is also. I think you could see Tom Holland show up in that movie too. But I think to answer your question, I think we're going to see the Tom Holland Spider-Man, if anything. I think we're going to see Tom Holland Spider-Man with Charlie Cox as Daredevil, if anything, truthfully. But that's me.
I don't disagree. I think it would be a Tom Holland Spider-Man and a Charlie Cox Daredevil.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Yeah.
Or what if we were to do this? And it's completely random. Tobey Maguire and Ben Affleck.
Well, I mean, Benifer is still going on, so who knows, bud, right?
Hey, but Ben Affleck is ripped.
Ben Affleck, he nailed Batman. Why not go back to Daredevil?
Yeah.
You know,
I'll probably talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, so I would want to see a Daredevil Spider-Man crossover.